Hello, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at solving linear equation word problems, checking solutions, and checking solutions to linear inequalities. Here's a look at those type of problems we're going to be seeing in this video. First one, again, you're going to be given a word problem. It's going to have an initial amount and a rate of change, or something that's going to be changing. You're going to be given number two. Second type of problem we're going to look at is some inequalities and seeing whether or not an ordered pair is a solution to that inequality. And the third type of problem we're going to look at is you're going to be given an equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And you can be given a value of y and have to solve for a value of x. So let's take a look at that first question. We're presented with a word problem. First thing you always do with a word problem is read it from start to finish, not skipping any words. So let's go for it. Ordering a pizza from Pizza House cost $11.50 for a large pizza, plus a flat delivery and tip charge of $5.25. You're having a study party, and you order only large pizzas. Must be pretty hungry. The total cost for the pizzas and delivery is $74.25. Question asks, how many large pizzas did you order? Now, before I get started, you might want to pause the video, work this out on your own, and see if you can come up with the correct answer your way. And I ask you to do that because there are many ways to solve this problem. And if your thinking is correct, I want you to keep your thinking. You don't have to do it my way. With that being said, I'm going to show you the way that I would work the problem. And if you'd like, just go ahead and stick with it with me and just see how I would think through it. Alright, so first thing I do when I'm presented with a problem is I read it once, and then I go back through and I try to find that question. How many large pizzas did you order? So that pizza is going to guide what I'm going to do in the problem. Matter of fact, knowing the question is so important, I'm going to go ahead and box that. Now, the next thing I would do after I know the question is I would go back through the problem and find out what pieces of information I'm given. I don't even care if it's important or not. I'm just going to write down the information that I'm given. So let's go back through it. Ordering a pizza from Pizza House costs $11.50 for a large pizza. So okay, great. It's a math problem. I've got a number, probably important. So $11.50 for a large pizza. $11.50 for a large pizza. Okay. Keep on reading. And plus, okay, plus usually means addition. Maybe not. I'm going to find out. A flat delivery and tip charge of $5.25. So, okay. Plus, we know that we're going to be adding, at some point in time, $5.25. So that's our flat delivery charge. You're having a study party and you order only large pizzas. Oh, that's good to know. We only are ordering large pizzas, so we know that we're going to only be dealing with this $11.50. No other type of pizza. That's good to know. And the total cost for the pizzas and delivery is $74.25. So that's also going to be important because that deals with the total. Okay, so total cost $74.25 for the pizzas and delivery. So we know that pizzas, the cost of the pizzas, plus the delivery fee, so plus $5.25, is going to be equal to $74.25. Alright, so the cost of the pizzas plus $5.25 is equal to $74.25. So let's go ahead and start solving this equation. It's not a real great equation at this point. We can make it a little bit better. I'm going to show you that in a second, how I would think through this, but I want to know how many large pizzas there are. So first thing I would do is find the cost of the pizzas. So to do that, I would take $5.25 away from the total, and that would give me the cost of the pizzas by itself. So minus $5.25 minus $5.25. Alright, so I know that the cost of the pizzas is going to be equal to $69. Alright, so I know my pizzas altogether cost $69. I know that it's $11.50 for one large pizza. So the last thing I would do is I would take $69 and divide it by $11.50 to give me the total number of pizzas. Now if you wanted to see that in equation, the cost of the pizzas is going to be $11.50 times the number of pizzas. So we could say X is equal to $69. To get X by itself, you divide both sides by 11.5. Use your calculator. You should end up with X is equal to a total of 6, or 6 pizzas total. Again, that's the way I would think through the problem. You might have a completely different way of working it. As long as you got 6 pizzas, that's perfectly fine. Do it your way by all means. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you one to try. So here's one for you to try. Go ahead and pause the video, work it out, and press play when you're ready to see the answer. When I would work it, I would first read the problem, then find the question. So you're traveling to a resort in Key West, Florida, the basic resort package. The hotel and all the meals cost $1,500 for a week-long stay and $125 per additional activity that you want to add to the basic package. Your friend recommended the resort, and your friend paid $1,875 for a week-long stay. How many activities did your friend add to the basic package? Wow. A lot of information there. I would read back through it after finding the question. So first, let's look at the question. How many activities did your friend add to the basic package? Okay, let's go back and read through the problem. You are traveling to a resort in Key West, Florida. Maybe important, maybe not. Keep on reading. The basic resort package, hotel, and all meals cost $1,500. So there's a number. I'm going to underline that number definitely and write it down. So $1,500 for the basic package. Keep on reading. For week-long stay of the basic package. Okay, and it's $125 per additional activity. Okay, so it costs $125 per activity. All right, we know that your friend recommended the resort and paid $1,875 for her week-long stay. How many activities did your friend add to the basic package? So the question's asking us, we have a basic package, and that's going to cost a certain amount of money. So I know that's $1,500, no matter what. But my friend paid $1,875, so that means my friend had some activities that she paid for. Let's find it out. How many activities? To do that, I would take $1,875 and subtract $1,500 from it to give me the money spent on just the activities. So $1,875. That was the total cost, minus the $1,500 for the basic package, is going to give us a total of $375. That's $375 for just the activities. Well, 375 divided by 125 is going to give us a total of 3 activities. We're on to our second type of problem, which says which coordinate pair is in the solution set for y is greater than 3 minus 4x, question mark. There's the question, and we're given some answer choices, E, F, G, and H. Could be A, B, C, D. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to figure out which ordered pair, which coordinate pair, is in the solution set for y is greater than, 3 minus 4x. Now, all that's really saying is when you put 0 in for x and 3 in for y, does it give you a true statement? If it is, then it is in the solution set. So if it gives us something that's true, then it's in the solution set. Let's go ahead and do that. Be real careful. Notice the inequality is written with y first, but if we look at our ordered pairs, it's x and then y. At this point, it's just guess and check. We just substitute the numbers in and see if it works out. Okay, so let's start with off the first one. X is 0, y is 3. So we put 3 in for y is greater than, since it's y is greater than 3 minus 4x. 3 minus 4 times our x is 0. So we get 3 is greater than 3 minus 4 times 0 is 0. Remember, your order of operations tells you have to multiply before adding and subtracting. So 3 is greater than 3. Is 3 bigger than 3? No. Since that's not true, we know that the first answer choice is not in the solution set. And then we go through the same process for answer choice F. We put -1 in for x and 4 in for y. So we get 4 is greater than 3 minus 4 times -1. 4 is greater than 3 minus 4 times -1 is 3 plus 4. So you get 4 is greater than 7. That's also not true. 4 is less than 7. 4 is not greater than 7. So F is not an answer either, or the correct answer. Moving on, let's try G. 6n for y is greater than 3 minus 4 times x is -2. We get 6 is greater than 3 plus 8. 6, is greater than 3 plus 8 is 11. And 6 isn't bigger than 11, so G is also not the correct answer. Might be tempting to just go ahead and select H, but you need to check all the solutions before making your final selection. So let's check that last one just to make absolute sure. -4 is greater than 3 minus 4 times 2, since x is 2. -4 is bigger than 3 minus 4 times 2 is 3 minus 8. And in the end, this gives us -4 is greater than -5. Might be tempting to say no, but yes, -4 is bigger than -5. Here's one for you to try on your own. Go ahead and pause the video, work it out, and press play when you're ready to see the answer. So when I worked out all the answer choices, this is what I got. I got for A, 1 is less than or equal to 0, which is not true, so A is not it. B, 11 is less than or equal to 11. Yes, that is true because 11 is less than or equal to that little line underneath the inequality symbol. The little less than sign means or equal to. So 11 is equal to 11. That does check out. C, 5 is less than or equal to 4. Nope. D, -4 is less than or equal to -5. Not true either because -4 is actually bigger than -5. So that means that B is the correct answer for this one. Well, under our third type of problem, if y is equal to -3/5 x minus 8, what is the value of x when y is -10? All this type of problem is wanting you to do is to substitute -10 in for y and then solve for x. Let's take a look at how to do that. Again, y is -10, so we're going to go y is equal to, instead of writing y is equal to, we're going to write -10 is equal to -3/5x minus 8. Now all we have to do is solve the equation. Remember, we solve in SAD/MEP order, meaning we undo subtraction and addition first. Since it's -3/5 times x, we don't do that first. Since it's subtract 8, we do get rid of the -8 by adding 8 to both sides of the equation. -10 plus 8 is -2 is equal to -3/5 x. 8 minus 8 cancels, and we're left with -3/5 x equals -2. Now there are a couple ways to work this last little bit out. What I like to do to get rid of that -3/5 is multiply both sides by the reciprocal. The reciprocal of -3/5 is a -5/3. So I'm going to multiply both sides by -5/3. Again, we're solving in SAD/MEP order. Right now we're getting rid of multiplication by doing something a little bit weird, which is multiplying by the reciprocal. Let's show you how this works. Negative 5/3 times negative 2 over 1. Negative 5 times negative 2 gives us a positive 10. 3 times 1, remember top to top and bottom to bottom, gives us 3. Over here on the right hand side, negative 5 times negative 3, positive 15. 3 times 5, positive 15. So you have 15 over 15x. 15 over 15x you don't have to write. You can just write 10/3 is equal to 1x or just x, and you have x by itself. Let's review real quick how that works. First, I added 8 to both sides of the equation to get rid of the subtract 8. Then I multiplied both sides by a negative 5/3 to get rid of the negative 3/5. I multiplied the fractions by multiplying top to top and bottom to bottom. Since negative 2 wasn't a fraction, I had to put it negative 2 over 1. Essentially, that canceled out the fraction next to x, and I was left with the final answer of 10/3. Here's one for you to try on your own. Go ahead and work it out, pressing pause, and press play when you're ready to see the answer. Alright, for this one, I would put 1 in for y, giving us 1 is equal to negative 5/2 x plus 3. To get rid of that plus 3, I would have subtracted 3 from both sides, giving us 1 minus 3 is a negative 2 is equal to negative 5/2 x. Now, to get rid of the negative 5/2 times x, I would have multiplied both sides by a negative 2/5. Multiply the other side by negative 2/5. Put the negative 2 over 1 so that I can multiply top to top and bottom to bottom. Negative 2 times negative 2 gives me a positive 4. 5 times 1 gives me a 5. Is equal to negative 2 times negative 5 is a positive 10. 5 times 2 is a positive 10x. 10 over 10 is 1. Or we can just write down our final answer. 4/5 is equal to 1x or just x. And we have solved the equation.